What's going on, guys? Today I got an RE match. I literally just had about like 30 minutes ago. And tonight's been one of those nights where I have been on Showdown for a good 5 or 6 hours off and on, because I got nothing to do, of course. And I've been just trying to get some half-decent battles in, and I've been on all the tiers mainly, and it's just like, I just like to make random teams and see how they do. And this is one of those semi-random teams. And this battle turned out half-decent. But, looking at the other guy's team real quick, a couple things I'm a little bit scared of is that Sigillith, mainly because if it gets Cosmic Powers up and just starts using Psycho Shift and all in that stored power boost stuff, and it can get really nasty really quickly, mainly because my special wall, being a Moongus, is not going to take him well at all, and my Cryogonal is offensive, so it really won't take them that well either. But, like, other than that, the only other thing that I see on his team that I'm not really fond of is that Lantern, because, like Executor and NU, Lantern is the Executor of RU, because if it's one of those sets with the Confuse Ray, Thunderwave kind of shenanigans, that gets really annoying really quickly. But other than that, getting right into the battle, he leads out with his Scyther, and I lead out with my Scyther, which is kind of weird, and this, by the way, is his view, obviously. But right off the bat, I go for the Aerial Ace. I was gonna risk the Speed Tie, because I figured, okay, if he went first, maybe he'll overpredict and go for the U-turn or something, which is normally what I do, but works out. So I kill his Scyther, I go into my Omastar after that, as he brings in his Kabutops, and he goes straight for the Stone Edge here. He gets the crit, and my Omastar takes a hefty chunk from that, and right there, that told me, okay, Omastar's gonna die, I have to get, I gotta get rocks up. But he chose to go for the Waterfall instead of the Stone Edge, so that allowed me to get my rocks up, which is really nice. So my Omastar dies, I bring in my Moongus, and I was hoping I would get him to switch fearing the Giga Drain or something, so I went for the Spore, but he takes it, goes for the Rapid Spin, which is good on his part. And right here, I just go for the double Spore, because the Lumberry negated the first one. And right here, he brings in his Sigillith on the Spore, which is awesome for me, because now that Sigillith is completely useless, and literally cannot do anything to me. But in comes his Lileep, which I was a little bit surprised about, mainly because you don't see Lileep in RU very much. But my Cryogonal, Ice Beam does a nice big chunk to that, and this is an Icicle Plate Cryogonal, because it's kind of nifty, I guess. But I kind of thought that Lileep or Cradily would be a special attacker, which, I mean, I guess they are physically more, but anyways, that got owned, or my Cryogonal got owned by that. Regardless, I bring in my Magmortar here, which this is a Scarf Magmortar, because, and it has Vital Spirit, mainly because one thing in RU that I noticed is that there's a lot of Amoonguses running around and Smeargles, and all they like to do is Spore all day long, and it's really nice to be able to bring in my Magmortar on a Spore and then get a free Overheat or Fire Blast or whatever I'm running that day. But anyways, right here, I have my Moongus out, it's doing this troll little thing, and right here, I predict some sort of switch, and I was like, okay, Stun Spore, because this Amoongus is Spore, Giga Drain, Clear Smog, and Stun Spore, mainly because what I like to do is, if they predict the Spore, I sometimes like to go for Stun Spore instead, mainly because it can cripple a lot of things just about as good as Sleep can occasionally, but not all the time. But he does some switching and whatnot, and I made a double switch right here, because I figured he would bring in his Sigillith, but I predict him to switch out, and I go for the Hidden Power Grass, which my Magmortar carries, and it literally does nothing to that Lantern, so I'm thinking that especially defensive. But anyways, I'm like, okay, I don't want to take a Scald, so I end up switching out back into my Moongus, and right here, the battle's pretty much largely in my favor, because he has 2 support Pokemon, kind of, and then his Kabutops, and his Kabutops can't do a whole lot to my team. But anyways, this Sigillith's kind of blocking my Sun Spores all day long, which is not that bad. And right here is when the magic starts, because I have this Gallade, and normally I like to use the bulk up Gallades, but I've never really used a Sword Dance one, so I figured, hey, Sword Dance, go for it today. So I get a Sword Dance up and proceed to sweep. And this Gallade is pretty typical. It has a Sword Dance, Close Combat, Zen Headbutt, and I think Shadow Sneak. And I think the Shadow Sneak on here is rather relevant, mainly because with Shadow Sneak, it's the priority move, and it can take out stuff sometimes. But I could have opted for Night Slash, which I think in this case, it wouldn't have made a giant difference, but either way, Sword Dance, Gallade takes the game. I hope you guys enjoyed. Quick little battle today. Peace.